Hello, juicers. Welcome to another episode of Spirit Juice No Additives. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can be abreast of all our latest posts. And I am coming on here live tonight to talk about Dewayne Wade's um, situation with his son. Again, like, subscribe, and share this post with your friends and family. We are now up to 322 subscribers. So we've gotten almost 80 something subscribers in the last 4 or 5 days. So that's very to be commendable. I think I'm very satisfied with the growth process. I'm paying my dues and it feels good. Okay. Um, let's jump right into this subject because it's very a sensitive subject to me. It's very important. I see that one person that's joined. Hopefully they'll stick around so we can talk about this intelligently. I was gay. I didn't come out until, well, I'm gay. I'm married to a man. My family is right beside, right back there. Yeah, that's my son and my husband, and that's us. For the purpose of this video, I wanted to share exactly where I'm at with this situation because there are certain responsibilities that fall upon a parent that cannot be denied. And the Bible says, show a child in the way that he should go. Okay. My mom was not a happy camper about me being gay. And she was very vocal about that. She didn't condone it. At the same time, but I did not come out until I was like 20 years old. So it was my decision, you know. As far as her decision is that, look, I can't tell you how to feel. I can't tell you how you feel. But what I can do is express how I condone it and how I feel about it. Okay. So that's the main crux of the situation. While you're a child, you are beholding to the rules of the family, of the adults of the family. I mean, my goodness, your mother and father. Um, he's coming out as a young child. He's not even an adult. He's a child. And this is alarming because what is right in the world is becoming wrong, and what's wrong is becoming right. And I've said that on numerous different occasions. We have to take charge of our children. Aesthetically, we are, responsible for their welfare. We can't control the inside and what's going on in the mind and the heart, but what we can control is the aesthetics. How they gonna live, the clothes that I'm gonna buy, the name I'm going to give you, the things that I need you to do while it is that you are a child in my home. Okay. I strongly feel that letting him embrace who he is key to a certain extent. Okay. Now, okay, let's clear the air. Let's say, hey, yeah, you feel like you should be, you're a man trapped into a woman's body. At such an early age when life has different phases and stages that you go through. I mean, you one thing, a cowboy and Indian today, and you might be G.I. Joe or MC Hammer tomorrow. You really don't know who you are. You have not came into who you are as a person. So to give any homage to actually changing stuff, like the clothes you wear, your name, letting you live as a woman or a girl in my house, I would say no. And I would say no because down the line, they might change their mind. Down the line, I mean, it's just hard enough being a parent and providing for your child and protecting your child. They just like wild animals trying to get out into public, and you know that they're going to get hurt and somebody's going to hurt them, and you try to restrain them and contain them, but you can't do that to a certain extent to an adult, someone that's over the age of 18. But as a kid, that job is never ending. It is a hard job. If you're a parent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, him living as a girl and going to school, they have money. And so I'm thinking about the example that is set in society. They have money. The average kid has to go to a public school or a private school with other kids, whereas he could be home taught. Okay. And he don't have to be immersed into the public and be like at the center of attraction on a daily basis all day. But our kids, you know, the normal average child has to. So in thinking about that as a parent, that scares me because my kid it's just like if he wanted to be a game banger when he grow up, or a pimp or a prostitute or whatever. You know, that's something for you to decide once you become an adult. Okay, after you done lived a little, and you're gonna have to live the consequences of your actions. While you are in my home, I live the consequences of your actions. What you do is a reflection on me, and what you do have a direct impact on what I do and what I'm subjected to. I'm gonna buy men clothing. I'm gonna give you a man's name. I'm going to treat you as a boy child. And once you get of age to make decisions for yourself, then far be it, it's on you. But as me, as having a responsibility as a parent before the eyes of God. Now, if you're not saved, this is not going to apply to you. Do whatever you want to do. Okay. Do what the world wants you to do. But if you are a Christian or you believe in God, not just say you believe, but have a conviction in God, then you're not going to do what the world does. Okay. Now, I did mention that I was gay and I'm married to a man and have been. My situation is so unique, you wouldn't believe it. And that's going to be a whole nother show. But I'm waiting until I get more followers so that I won't have to constantly repeat my story and depend on people going back and looking at different episodes. But at the same time, yeah, I'm just trying to wait for the right moment to really divulge my truth. But I strongly, as a parent, is concerned about this situation with Dewayne Wade and his son. You know, it's all right to embrace how your child feels. You can't control how your child feels and what thoughts goes through his mind. But what you can control is the aesthetics of it all, you know, and how it's going to play out in your home. How it's going to play out in your home. We talking about Dewayne Wade's gay son who is living as a female. I don't think it's right. I think it's going to cause him more harm than good. He's making decisions now that's going to dictate the rest of his life. He has not lived enough and experienced enough to be informed of, you know, the right decision here. You know, uh, again, privilege. Again, privilege plays a huge part in this because he don't have to do like the average child do, which is get up and go to school every morning. He could be homeschooled. And he don't have to be subjected to the woes of the world living as a female in a man's body. And what type of message are we sending to society, you know, when we say that this is okay as parents? I just feel real conflicted about this subject. I think that Dewayne Wade, you know, has the best intentions from the heart, you know, to give his child what they want. But there's certain things that we all know that kids want that ain't good for them. Okay, yes, I can ignore a lot, but I can't let you infringe upon my rights and my responsibilities as a parent. Now, you do what I tell you to do as a child. Ain't no free expression. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Show the child in the way to go. You can't show me. I'm going to show you. And that's my responsibility. And I'm going to live up to my responsibility. I have to be beholding to my accountability and my responsibility. I can't let you run gunshot around my house and do whatever you want to do and call myself your parent. And that's the problem with the world today, is that we do not have enough control over our children. Our children are controlling us. And because it's all about the privilege. We are out there just like the children are, the young folks out there chasing a dollar. Okay, to the extent where we neglecting our responsibility as parents. And then to overcompensate for that, we let them just do whatever and say whatever they want to do in society. And now they killing folks. They selling their bodies on Backpage, selling drugs, being pimps and prostitutes. I mean, just any gamut of different things that kids are doing that we didn't have the luxury of growing up. If you didn't have no money, you just didn't have no money. Now you don't have no money. You can go out there and sell your body on Backpage. You can sell drugs. You can rob and do home invasions and gang bang and just get out there and get money. But as parents, we have got to be a mainstay in our kids' life. We have got to uphold our end of what we have created and put into this world and be accountable for the direction that they move in. I don't care what you become when you become an adult. That's your decision. What you do after you leave my home is your decision. But as best I could, I'm going to show you and lend you to what I know is right and my experiences and try to raise you out to be a productive member of society. That's my job. So when you want to take your feelings and inner thoughts as a child and impose them on me as the adult and the leader of my household, then we have a major problem. My kid wanted to run the streets and come in when he wanted to come in and do what he wanted to do and say what he wanted to say. That was not going to happen in my house. It's not. He'll tell you he would have gotten his butt towed out the frame. Okay? Don't play over here. Because I'm not your best friend. You're not living with an uncle or auntie. You're living with your pops. Okay? And what Pop says goes. Okay? We're going to do what Pop says. Okay? And then when you become an adult, then you'll see what that's all about. But until then, I ain't got time to explain it to you. It just is what it is. So weighing in on it, we have gotten to an extent where gay people, we as gay people, we get certain rights now that we never got and never imagined that we would get. Now we want to take the whole hall. Okay? That's just how I feel. It might be not popular, but it's just how I feel. Okay, not only do you want to be gay and accepted as gay, you want to be called he, her, and she, and this, and you want to dress like a man on one day, dress like a woman on the other, and get women mannerisms, dress like a man, but have the makeup and just creating a world of confusion, not individuality, a world of confusion. The world is complicated enough to insert all this other stuff that you have to be accountable for. People don't want to talk to you or say anything to you because you have to call them by the correct pronoun. Okay, nowadays you got to treat them a certain way, even though there's a conflict in the aesthetics and the visual. But I'm supposed to automatically know that I'm supposed to call you girl. And then when I call you a man, you get the attitude and say, hey, I ain't no man, I'm a woman. Well, your name was Marvin, now it's Marisha. I don't know. I'm not saying, gay folks, I'm not saying I'm gay myself. I'm not saying, but we can't push our agenda on other folks. We can't do it. It's like you give an inch and they taking a whole mile. We taking a whole mile. I ain't a part of that movement. I'm not. I'm just satisfied with the fact that I can create the family that I thought I'd never have. That I don't have to walk down the street on a daily basis and be assaulted and insulted. because of who I am and who I feel I am in this world. And I bring up the word God is because I'm in a unique situation in that I haven't had sex with a man in almost over a decade. I sleep in my own bedroom. Yes, I'm in a 14-year marriage, but we created this situation as a family and we have a child to raise. So that's a whole new different beast that I'm going to explain in detail and be very vulnerable and disclose my situation when the time comes. But on the most part, this is not what is traditional in any aspect. When you say you're married to a man, they automatically go to, oh, you're having sex with a man. I have not had sex. And if I have had sex, you need to tell it and communicate that to my body parts. Okay, because they don't know. Okay, because we ain't had no sex over here with people. Let's say that. Okay. Oh God, it's like the direction of the world today. If you do not know, it seems like the world is falling asleep to the fact that there is a coming of our Lord and Savior, a second coming. We are oblivious. We are falling asleep, just like the disciples fell asleep when the people were coming to get Jesus Christ to crucify him and fulfill the prophecy of the Messiah. And he went out, stay watchful because they coming. But I want another opportunity to consult and pray and be with my Lord in this transition. He came back, they were knocked out. And that's what's happening with this world. We are being slowly hypnotized by the ways, the little perks and the little shiny stuff. All that glitter is not gold. Okay. That old saying. And it's sad to watch. We don't know one season from the next. You go into church, they are emptying out. The churches are emptying out, and the clergy is leaving the pulpit. They are going to school for chaplaincy and going for social activism and stuff like that. And opposed to, I went to seminary for 3 years, full altogether, and you would be amazed at the state of spirituality today. And I say this to say, you have to be in charge. You have to go to the Lord yourself. Okay? And you have to decide who you are going to be in this world that is perishing. You have to decide that. Mama can't decide that. Friends can't decide that. Your materialistic gain cannot decide that. You have to decide whether you want the world or you want God at this point. Dewayne Wade is living as though this is the only life that they're going to live. You are going to have to be accountable for the product, the gift that God gave you to put in this world to lead not of the world, but just be in the world, which we'll talk a lot about. But I don't want to keep you guys too long tonight. Yes, I had to weigh in with this. I don't approve of it. It's not for me to approve, to say yay or nay. All I can say is what I would do in my situation. If this little boy who's now 22, going on 23, had wanted me to make those decisions and came to me and said, hey, I feel like a woman trapped in a man's body. Okay, what can I do with that? Okay. Can I tell him he don't? No, I can't. What I can tell him is what we gonna do about that. I'm glad you told me. So then we can have a conversation and there can be some decisions made. Now, if I was if I was to put him in a place of danger by allowing him to change his name and then go out into public around other people, they're not going to treat him and have the same respect for the decision that I made for my child. They're going to judge him absent of the fact of the support that he might, and encouragement and empowerment that he might be getting at home. I'm not willing to take that sacrifice. This boy got a long way to go before he decides that he's a woman. There is counseling involved when there's a transition going on. This child don't even understand what counseling is and the benefits of counseling and what it looks like and what it's supposed to be, what it's supposed to do. All he wants is what he wants, and he wants it right now. And that is not the way to go. That is not the way to go. Because he ain't gonna tell me how and where and how to go. Nope. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Spirit Juice No Additive. Hit that notification bell so you can be abreast of all our latest posts. I am so happy and I love you guys. And I hope I didn't offend anybody, but these are my individual opinions, okay? And that's not going to change because you don't like them, but they can evolve when you share yours in a constructive way. So don't get in the comments being nasty because then you get blocked. I don't want subscribers that bad. Okay? Because I ain't taking no abuse over here. Okay, we're going to be grown adults. See that gray? See that gray? Okay? That's gray. That ain't dyed. Okay? Black and gray, salt and pepper. So we grown over here. I'm 55 years old. So let's do it the right way, folks. And have a great day. Great night. Holla.